Okay, we have to talk about Venom.
Venom.
So the clip you just saw was from San Diego Comic-Con, like their panel that they had yesterday, and a fan like recorded Tony Todd specifically saying that we are Venom line, and like, dude, I'm almost always amazed that like Tony Todd can get his voice that deep. His voice is just spectacular. Well, let's talk about Venom. So Venom, I feel like, has been a hot topic since honestly since the first trailer arrived in what, like September 2021 or 2022? No, 2021. And honestly, it's been a long time since then, and people have always been theorizing: is it going to be Eddie? Is it going to be Craven? Is it going to be Harry? Is it going to be Peter? When the first gameplay trailer came out a couple months ago, and now with the story trailer, it's really leaning towards Harry. Especially, I believe there's this one shot of the trailer where it looks to be the camera behind Harry overlooking the city. And that could be literally seconds before the suit comes out and he just jumps out and he's just, free falling. But there are a lot of people that I see on Twitter, on YouTube comment section of different videos, reactions and stuff, that have different theories on stuff about Venom, and I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring and give my thoughts on basically all of it. Okay, so starting out the discussion, I'm just going to get the big elephant out the room, talking about Eddie Brock. Now, I believe Eddie Brock was in some like clippings, newspaper clippings and articles in the first Spider-Man game. I don't know about Miles Morales, I'll double check it, and if not, I'll put the images up. But I believe Eddie Brock has existed and is existing in this Spider-Man universe. And so far, a lot of people have been, I feel like for me, it's a lot of cope that people are thinking it is going to be Eddie Brock as Venom in Spider-Man 2. And for me, I think this theory slash idea, while obviously Eddie is the traditional, like, second host of the symbiote and stuff, I don't see it happening, mainly because I feel like it wouldn't fit where the story looks like it's heading, at least in the trailer, that involves a lot of Harry, a lot of Peter, a lot of Miles, and they haven't really touched on MJ a lot, but she did give off the line in the trailer that like Miles has to help Peter because Peter's like obviously falling down that rabbit hole of like power and stuff, probably with the black suit. But I don't see Eddie Brock being in the story, and if he is going to be, he maybe just be set up into the next game. And I don't think, by what I mean by that is I don't think they're going to make Eddie Brock Venom in Spider-Man 3 and have it be another Venom story. If anything, what would be kind of interesting is that they do introduce Eddie. He does get the symbiote by the end of the game, and then maybe at the end game content, you could play as Venom as Eddie if Harry like dies or something, or you play as Eddie Brock Venom in the next game against like Carnage and Green Goblin. Who knows? But overall, I don't think Eddie Brock is gonna be Venom in this, and I feel like they literally even confirmed in like Summer Games Fest last month that Eddie Brock, like Venom is not Eddie Brock. They want to do something original, like, and like never like something not done before. So I don't think it's Eddie. Honestly, they could be bullshitting too, because a lot of marketing tactics are to say X, Y, and Z, and then when the game comes out, they just bullshit and they lie to you so you can like not expect it. And a lot of trailers do that. They lead you on. Most famously is the Avengers Infinity War trailer. Has Hulk running with the Avengers in Wakanda, and then when you actually watch the movie, it's actually the Hulk Buster, because Hulk just pussies out throughout the rest of the movie. Another popular theory that I've been seeing go around is that Craven could become Venom. Now, I don't really subscribe to this theory, just on the basis that Venom's symbiote, or the symbiote in general, usually adapts what the wearer is wearing, right? Because when you look at Spider-Man, it's already doing that. It adapted the advanced suit, it expanded the white symbol, it has the white, triangle thingy for, his, on the top of his hands to sling webs and everything. Then when it left him, and it goes on to someone else, the big Venom, the traditional Venom, has the big white spider suit and nothing else. And usually Venom that looks like that, I feel like Venom traditionally goes on to someone that's a bit buffer, which I could see why people thought it'd be Craven, because Eddie Brock was ripped when he became Venom, which kind of explained why Venom had such big muscles. Or they could go obviously where I feel like the ultimate route, where Eddie was kind of like slinky in that game, but the Venom, like when the suit came out, it was like monstrous, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone bulky or skinny, so it could be either or. So I see again though why people could think it might be Craven. That could be interesting. But there's two things that I counter with that. Number one is Venom's design. Venom doesn't look like it adapted anything to do with Craven. Now, it could be a moment where Craven literally has no jacket, is shirtless, fully oiled up, whatever. It could be a moment like that where Craven is just, without the jacket, and then the symbiote comes on and it turns into Venom. It could be that. But I really don't think, I feel like it'll be a missed opportunity to make a really cool, like, Craven the Hunter Venom look with the jacket and like, you know, the symbiote adapting to the jacket and the fur and the lion eyes and all that stuff, that would look insanely cool. And I feel like they would always go that route, especially with a game like Web of Shadows, which famously was all about symbiotes. But like, you had a symbiote Wolverine that had its own design. You had symbiote Electro, symbiote Vulture, symbiote Black Cat had 2 designs. Obviously, normal like Venom. You know, that game had the symbiotes of everybody, and they all looked really cool and unique. So the symbiote not looking like anything like Kraven's design kind of hints to me that Kraven has nothing to do with Venom in terms of like being him or not. And number 2, it's the line "We'll heal the world" that Venom says in the trailer that came out recently.
We're going to heal the world.
Now, that one's I feel like a bit more on the nose that lead into my next topic right now, is that I feel like for the longest time the obvious answer, and I feel like people thought it was so obvious that they would have to like go so hard on making us believe it's this thing, but then going the other way, and that's Harry being Venom. And honestly, I'm just subscribing to that theory for now, and if I'm wrong and like another trailer comes out or I play the game and I'm pleasantly surprised that it's maybe they do develop Eddie Brock in this game at some point and he becomes Venom at the end or something. But "We'll heal the world" was a specific line that said only to 2 people. Harry that says it, and then he says it to Peter. So only 2 people should have that like tagline in their mind or know it. So I'm leaning towards Harry. He seems to be very angry at something. He seems to be having this issue with his father also, like there's some tension going on. And there's also that moment in the trailer where he literally like it reminds me of a friend of mine, Minato, literally pointed out to me where like it reminds me of that part in Amazing Spider-Man 2 where Harry's like, "You're a fraud, Spider-Man."
You're a fraud, Spider-Man!
But like Harry in the game just throws something out the window, breaks, like shatters the window. So honestly, it could be just Harry, and I feel like they obviously teed it up in the first game with the symbiote at the end. So I feel like it's obvious enough, but I feel like people want to have fun and theorize, but also maybe there's a part of them that doesn't want it to be Harry for some reason. But for the emotional core of the story, I feel like it'll just make sense if it's Harry, and like the emotional beats that, you know, that Harry has to go through, either finding out that Peter's Spider-Man, which he doesn't know, at least at the moment from what we've seen, because like Miles still had to address the Spider-Man stuff as tutoring to Peter, so it wasn't like out in the open, because basically in that group of MJ, Harry, Miles, Peter, and Genki, the only person that doesn't know is Harry. So I really want to think it's going to be Harry, and it's feel like it's very obvious that it's going to be Harry. Now, the Peter becoming Venom thing is, I feel like, heavily inspired by the Ultimate Comics again, because in the Ultimate Comics, I think when Peter starts losing control of when he first wears the black suit, he's all having the time of his life, at least from what I remember, again, from the game. But it seems like when the suit was going out of control, it became... yes, because there is a very famous panel from that series, I think, when Peter confronts the person that killed his uncle, I believe, or someone, and he grabs him, and he becomes full Venom, like legit Venom, teeth and out, like tongue and everything ripped. Like the symbiote just goes haywire and it goes crazy. So we could be seeing a thing where Peter might become Venom and just go ballistic at the end of the game. But at least I want to believe that the character of Peter, even though he goes through a lot, the inspirational aspect of Spider-Man and stuff leads it to be a very heroic type character. So I don't think Peter would at least let go and become like Venom that hardcore. I feel like there's always something that'll tie him back, whether it's MJ, Miles. So honestly, we could see. And also there was a hint in even the Spider-Man PS5 console trailer, and it, like the audio that they used, it was like Peter going like, "Miles, we have to like do this, you have to give him more power, blah blah blah." So it seemed like there's literally that, like they may have taken that dialogue straight from the moment from the game when you're taking off the suit from Peter, or like fighting the symbiote itself or something. I don't know. But yeah, for me, the Peter / Harry one are the 2 theories that like I would subscribe to, and to make it interesting, right? I'm more leaning towards Harry, but the Peter one could be interesting because it'll make a very interesting story for even Miles' character. And that's all I got for the Venom talk. Honestly, the Venom talk is pretty interesting, and we'll see how this progresses as the game comes out, because obviously the game comes out in a couple months. But let me know what you guys think about all these Venom like theories and ideas. It could be Miles, maybe, because Miles also has some really deep stuff he's going through, especially the stuff with Martin Lee, and that could lead to some very hardcore, like, you know, emotional stuff that the symbiote might want to latch onto as well, because I feel like Peter has dealt with trauma his whole life, and even though obviously he'll get taken over by the symbiote and it'll like influence his emotions, Miles is a bit younger. He's a bit more naive. Even though he still knows how to be Spider-Man, I feel like he hasn't been confronted with the person that killed his father till this game, right? So honestly, maybe Miles could take it, which we could see like an electric crazy Venom, but we'll see. That one I feel like more of a stretch. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Which theory do you subscribe to? Do you subscribe to the Kraven as Venom? Do you subscribe to them somehow developing Eddie as Venom, which they could do, because I know they did that with Doc Ock. They hid Doc Ock for the entire like promotional stuff until the game came out, and then you didn't even know. I was super surprised to find out that Doc Ock was the final villain of the game, and the Sinister Six was kind of just like his lackeys. So, you know, they could bring Eddie Brock like that. Do you subscribe to the like the very obvious in your face Harry is Venom, or the even other like, you know, kind of out there a little bit Peter is Venom? Or do you have your own interesting theory? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.